Hey guys, what's up? And welcome to Bleacher Bloggers for Friday, September 7th. On our show today, we give love to the world's greatest athlete.
We're digging deep into the Fanmail Fun Bag to find some awesome comments from you guys.
We preview the huge Virginia Tech-LSU game this weekend with our special guest, CSTV.com's football editor, Adam Caparell.
Plus, we're counting down the 10 crappiest sports movies of all time, starting with numbers 10 through 6. We start with Darth Federer.
We go to the NewYorkTimes.com. This was posted by Kathleen McElroy, who wrote after the Roddick-Federer really good quarterfinal match that basically the problem is that Federer's best is still better than Roddick's best, and if it was deuce on Federer's serve, that was a reason to celebrate. Someone even shouted, "Come on, Roger, give him a chance."
Let me just say 7-6, 7-6. Federer was just toying with Roddick, just waiting for the third set.
Here's the thing with Federer. Okay, I just wrote a blog about this on our site. In my opinion, this guy is the best athlete alive in the universe right now. Read the blog. If you don't agree with me, respond. But you look at the numbers. No one's better than him. That's all.
What he said.
And speaking of your comments, it's time to once again reopen the
Fanmail Fun Bag.
That's right. We're going to find out once again how great you think we are.
This first one comes from Purple Joe Hayes 777. Wow, man, you guys are annoying. Please stop talking. Your voices are just about to kill me. Well, unfortunately, Purple Joe, we've got about 4 more minutes left in the show.
Yikes. But he wasn't done because here's another comment from him. Maybe if you weren't such an ignorant creation, you would know I muted the video after about 15 seconds in.
Right, Dave. And this one comes from Billy Walsh. I looked up tools in the dictionary and saw a photo of you two. Seriously, I did. Go to Webster's and you'll see your photo next to tools with the guy on the left in a tight t-shirt and the guy on the right with a 5 o'clock shadow at 8 a.m. Retire already. These are awesome comments, guys. Please send more.
I wish you had children and so that I could step on the genitals.
Well, after much searching and getting great suggestions from viewers like you, we've compiled our 10 crappiest sports movie list.
We're going with numbers 10 through 6 today, and we're starting with number 10, Eddie.
Awesome.
The story of Whoopi Goldberg, the huge, crazy Knicks fan who gets to win a free throw shooting contest and becomes coach of her beloved Knicks.
Wow.
And we find a comment from James Berardinelli at realviews.net who wrote, Whoopi Goldberg doesn't exactly have a sterling track record, but this particular travesty resembles a pile left by the runaway elephant in Made in America.
Well said, James. Greg Ostertag actually makes his film debut in this one, and Whoopi Goldberg is actually up for a Razzie Award for her role in this, only to be outdone by Pauly Shore from Jury Duty.
Is that good or bad that you lose to Pauly Shore?
I really can't tell you.
I'm not sure.
Can't tell you.
Number 9. How about Caddyshack 2?
Oh, put down the pen.
We go to badmovienights.com, posted by Patrick, who wrote, the Hindenburg with the Baldwin brothers strapped to the front, crashing into the Titanic. Wouldn't come close to the pain this movie has created.
You know, besides the Scotland incident, Bill Murray actually makes really good decisions with his career, and not being in Caddyshack 2 proves my point exactly.
But you know who took his place for that role?
Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd.
And he sucked.
He was pretty crappy.
Oh.
Speaking of which, how about number 8, Celtic Pride, starring Dan Aykroyd and Daniel Stern and Damon Wayans. Basically, Stern and Aykroyd kidnap Wayans before Game 7 of the NBA Finals. High drama. We go to Los Angeles Times CalendarLive.com. Jack Matthews in 1996 wrote that it's a bad time for NBA fans in Boston, just as the Celtics are about to have a terrible season. Hollywood comes out with a comedy about the Celtics that's even worse than the team and not half as funny.
That's 2 for Aykroyd. He may get the high count on this list. Way to go, Aykroyd.
We'll send you a t-shirt.
And where was Greg Ostertag? It was the Utah Jazz. Come on.
Waiting for the sequel.
Ostertag.
Number 7, one of my favorite terrible movies of all time, The Benchwarmers. Basically, you got Schneider, you got John Heater, you got David Spade playing a bunch of kids in some Little League baseball. Hilarity ensues. We go to RottenTomatoes.com, Benchwarmers page. You will find 35 amazing comments, including this one. Substituting Sandler with Schneider in the lead role is like filling your gas tank with urine instead of unleaded.
My favorite thing about this film is when you go to IMDb, it says that the plot synopsis is empty.
And that perfectly sums up the movie. A movie worse than that is Summer Catch at number 6, starring the immortal Freddie Prinze Jr. Basically, he's a Cape Cod baseball player. He's in the Cape Cod League, and he walks off the mound throwing a no-hitter in the 9th inning just so he can catch his girlfriend before she gets on a plane. Come on! I don't believe it for a second. But there are some comments. RottenTomatoes.com page, I love this one. As long as Freddie Prinze Jr. continues to make films like Summer Catch, critics around the country will continue to wonder exactly what it is they did to deserve this abuse.
I refuse to critique this film.
Not even
How
talk
is
about
this film not number 1?
2 words.
What?
Jessica Biel.
Ah, that's right. That's right.
She'll make any movie better.
Scene down by the water there that's worth
Yeah.
watching.
So those movies definitely sucked. But coming up next week, movies that suck more. That's right. It's our top 5 worst sports movies ever, and that's going to be next week. All right, time to talk college football right now, and the big game of the weekend pits the 9th-ranked Virginia Tech Hokies against the 2nd-ranked LSU Tigers. It's going to be a great game, and joining us right now to help us break it down is Adam Caparell. He is the football editor for CSTV.com. What's up, Adam?
How you guys doing?
Good. A very knowledgeable man indeed
Absolutely.
on the phone
He's the
right
guru.
now with us. All right, so we got a QB matchup. We got Matt Flynn for LSU, Sean Glennon for Vatech. Who's got the edge there?
Right now, you probably give the edge to Matt Flynn. Had a pretty good outing in his first game against Mississippi State. Was pretty effective with the ball. Sean Glennon, on the other hand, struggled mostly because the Tech offensive line just had a tough time keeping him protected. The LSU offensive line. Granted, this is after one game, has looked a whole lot more more polished and more poised than the Tech offensive line.
Well, you mentioned the Tech offensive line. They got their hands full this weekend because one thing LSU can do is get some pressure up front, particularly Glenn Dorsey. Do you think that Virginia Tech's going to be able to run the ball at all?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much their success is going to be predicated on whether they can get the running game going. They've struggled mightily with with that last week. Brennan Orr really has to get going, has to rack up some yards for Sean Glenn to be able to get some more time in the pocket and be able to utilize his talents. If not, then there really is going to be almost no way that Tech can come out with a win this weekend.
Ouch.
Wow. Now, what do you see as some other intriguing matchups that are going to be on the field this weekend?
I think the one matchup to really watch for is the early due set against the Tech secondary. Virginia Tech, features 2 great corners. You got Victor Harris and you got Brandon Flowers, and watching those 2 guys go up against early due set, who is one of the real game breakers in the game. I think that's one of the really intriguing matchups to watch.
All right, well, I think I know who you're going to pick, but we can't let you go until you give us some numbers. So give us a final score prediction.
All right. I'll put it this way. I think the first team to 17 wins the game because I think we're going to see a defensive struggle because obviously these are 2 defensive-oriented teams and very tough defenses. But I think LSU is going to be the first team to get to 17.
Okay, fair enough.
Prediction. I like that.
All right,
I like
17 to something less than 17.
Yeah.
Great.
Exactly, yeah.
Good. Adam, thanks so much for joining us, and you guys can catch him online at CSTV.com. Take care, man.
All right, thanks,
Adam.
Get off the bench.
All right, as we told you, Brent and I are going to go to the Jets-Pats game on Sunday. I'm rooting for the Jets. He's rooting for the Pats. And here's what we need from you guys. You guys got to tell us what we should wager on, and whoever loses is going to have to do whatever you guys say.
Go easy on Dave, please. You can go to YouTube and post it up there. You can go to Bleacher Bloggers, post it up there. You can post it on your own site and link us up to it. I'm going to have a great rest of the day. We'll see you guys on Tuesday.
Chad Pennington, 5 touchdowns.